Charlie Reeves wasn't just a famous actor, he was a legend. For over 2 decades, his name had been synonymous with Hollywood's golden era. His performances were flawless, his charm unmatched, and his mysterious aura only added to his allure. But behind the glamour, beneath the polished image, there was something dark. Then one day, Charlie vanished. No warning. No goodbye. One moment he was on set, rehearsing his lines, and the next, he was gone. His mansion was left untouched, his car abandoned in the driveway, his contracts unfulfilled. No body. No ransom note. No trace. Years passed, and Hollywood moved on. His name became a ghost story, a cautionary tale whispered at industry parties. Some said he had staged his disappearance. Others believed he had angered the wrong people. But there were a few, those who had known him personally, who refused to speak of him at all. Then came the tape. The discovery it was an old VHS, found decades later in the basement of an abandoned Hollywood estate. The house had belonged to a director who had worked closely with Charlie before his disappearance. It had been untouched for years, collecting dust and rotting from the inside. The workers, clearing the place, had almost thrown the tape away. But something about it, the label, written in shaky, red ink, made them hesitate. Charlie's last scene, "Do not watch Curiosity 1." The tape was played. The footage, the screen flickered with static. For a moment, it seemed broken. But then, a dimly lit room. Charlie sat in a wooden chair, illuminated by a single, weak light bulb swaying overhead. His eyes were wide, bloodshot, and sunken, as if he hadn't slept in weeks. His hands trembled. His once perfectly styled hair was disheveled. Sweat dripped down his forehead. He looked terrified. He inhaled shakily, then leaned toward the camera. "If you're watching this, it's already too late," he whispered. A noise. Something shifted in the darkness behind him. Charlie flinched but didn't turn around. His breath grew ragged. His eyes darted around the room, following movements that weren't visible on the screen. "It won't let me go," he murmured. "It wants more." The light above him flickered. A shadow passed across the screen, but there was nothing to cast it. Then, a sound. Low. Deep. A voice. A whisper, crawling through the speakers. "Join me." Charlie's face twisted in horror. He gripped the arms of the chair, his knuckles white. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. His lips trembled as if he were trying to scream, but something unseen, held it inside. The camera shook violently. The screen distorted, flashing eerie symbols, glimpses of faces, inhuman, twisted, watching. Then, Charlie screamed. The screen cut to static. And then, nothing. The aftermath. People who watched the tape were never the same. They claimed to hear whispers at night, just like the one on the tape. Some reported seeing shadows move in the rooms, even when they were alone. One of them, a young filmmaker, tried to digitize the tape. But when he played it on his computer, the screen only showed a single frame, Charlie, staring directly at him. And then, the screen went black. His computer never turned on again. The official report still says Charlie Reeves vanished without a trace. But those who have seen the tape, those who have heard the whispers, know the truth. Charlie didn't disappear. He was taken. And if you listen closely, in the silence of the night, you might still hear his final whisper, "It's behind you."